What's up, guys? Spencer Lazara here at Gracie Technics Honolulu, Hawaii Elite MMA, alongside the man Yancy Medeiros. Got a fight scheduled now against Dustin Poirier in his hometown, Louisiana, going into hostile territory a little bit.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I like it. I like being the underdog of the, you know what I mean? Like the guy, not underdog of the night, I guess. So it's just less pressure off of me, and I can focus on trying to finish him.
You were talking about the pressure, though, that everybody else puts on you here on the islands.
Yeah. So I mean, so that's what I mean. There's a lot of pressure here. There's a lot of support. So when I go over there, I just carry it over. You know, I just try and do business and be entertaining and always look for a finish. That's what I'm going for. We even got food there. That's what I'm supposed about.
Most definitely. So that Cajun cooking after the fight.
Yeah.
So you had a fight versus Tony Ferguson, which was, I mean, the guy's on a tear also, like you.
Super good. Yeah.
Yeah. So talk about, having to pull out of that fight and what went on.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I had an injury and I couldn't continue training. And, I really wanted to fight Tony. I think Tony was a stand-up guy. He's a really good fighter. I thought he would have been bringing out the best in me. And I wanted to take the opportunity to fight him. And Joe gave me the call, I'll take him. And then I just, unfortunately, I had my injury, so I couldn't really train around the injury. So I was like, I can't go do the fight at 50, 60%.
Is there more of a thought process now than maybe when you were up and coming, when you have an injury? Because, everybody's always fighting with some sort of injury. No, you're like, you know what, I can't go up.
Yeah, for sure. And, every camp you have injuries, and it's how you stay productive and how you work around your injury. If you can work around your injury, like I always do, but unfortunately, this one I couldn't work around it. I couldn't drop weight. I couldn't just do training, doing things that I normally do. And I knew mentally, by the time that fight came, if I did try and push through it, I wouldn't be mentally prepared or emotionally. I didn't feel I trained properly enough. So that's a big factor too.
Especially going in a guy who's a top ranked guy.
Oh yeah, I think he's underrated. I think Tony's very tough. I think me and him have similar styles of pressing. We both like to fight, So I thought I would have been a good barn burner. But I'm excited for this one. Even more excited. Yeah, I'm in enemy territory. Ain't no sharks over there. They only got gators. They got gators in their water.
Yeah. Talk about how you got involved in martial arts in general, and then also I want to go into after that how you ended up with the guys in Stockton.
Oh yeah, I mean martial arts. I started it's called Universal Temple Karate Schools. Started from the age of 5 under Martin Buell. And fortunately, it's my uncle, and I did it all the way to like 20. Took it all the way for 15 years, and I got my blessings from my grandmaster. And I started fighting. I had some venues fought down here. After I felt like I could represent Hawaii, I went. I wanted to venture off and try and get onto the mainland. Fortunately, got into my first Strike Force fight. Cesar Gracie and Nicky, they were on the sidelines watching. They didn't like one of the guy I was fighting. They grappled that dude in jiu-jitsu. They didn't care for that guy, so they were rooting for me. And after I won, Cesar called me over to what is that K-side, and he was like, "Oh, you want to come train?" The rest is history, bro. And that's great. Yeah, with Nick Diaz Academy, and I'm there in Hawaii trying to represent.
How do you make that balance of being here and there, and do you have kind of a set schedule that you'd like to go by, or is it kind of more up in the air?
The schedule I like to do is I at least try and put in 6 months throughout the year, commuting back and forth, half and half. That's ideally what I like to do. Go back and forth. Like Nate's like a brother to me. He's family. He lets me live with him. I can call him up today and be like, "Oh, I'm coming over tomorrow, bro." He'll be like, "Come through," and vice versa. They're like family to me. So they're really open with training. They know that I'm from Hawaii, so I gotta get what I can down here. So I utilize Hawaii the best I can. I go to all the teams around the island. That's why I call it Team Hawaii. I train under a bunch, but I utilize Hawaii, but I represent Nick Diaz Academy. That's the team I fight for, are the two things I represent: Hawaii and Nick Diaz Academy.
Coach Charles signing out. Talk about that, about Hawaiian MMA, because I come over here and I get kicked in the face. I know how good these youngsters are. They're up and coming, and it's not like I feel like it's actually a tougher circuit here maybe than a lot of the other amateur and low-level pro circuits, actually.
There's a lot of talent. There's a lot of pride. We have a lot of pride in Hawaii. We're all spunky. We're all competitive. But we lack bodies, we lack experience, we lack other venues. What we do is we lack the community from city to city, from state to state, like what the advantages mainland people have. You know, you can go to Vegas, drive to California. There's hundreds of gyms in Vegas and California. In Hawaii, it's just an island. So it's not necessarily the training, it's the caliber that we lack. Like, you know, we can get a lot of guys in, but in California, I can go, you know what I mean, 2 hours down the road. It's a totally different atmosphere, totally different gym, and you can experience that and you get out of your comfort zone. And I think that's what makes you better with your senses and just being a fighter. When you're out of your comfort zone, learning how to adapt, and that's why I go to California. When you always stay in the comfort zone, you know what I mean? Like, you don't get put into deep waters as much as you want, and it kind of builds, I guess, some lack of false confidence. You know what I'm saying? It's like you sparring the same guy every day for your whole career. You think you're good, yeah. You think you're good though because you can get that guy, but you never spar anybody else after that. So it's like you're comfortable. You take yourself out of the comfort zone. So just getting out. I mean, I wish Hawaii was just as, like a little bit more close to California, and the commute would be a lot easier. But training's the same, bro. It's just the intensity, everything's the same, but just mainland has more coaches, more bodies. You know? So that's the only thing I feel Hawaii lacks.
It seems like you really fit in well with the guys in Stockton. Like your style of fighting, not just kind of laid back personality, but your style of fighting.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I knew from when I started training with them that this is the type of guys I wanted to train with because they want to fight. You know, they're not there. We all have different personalities, but we share the same characteristics. We're all loyal to each other. And just like an army, you know what I mean? Like that's how we go in there. Like you go at your squad, and you know even when you're not fighting, you're still loyal to your squad. Look, all the Rangers, Navy SEALs, they're all still tight. So even after they call service, right? That's how we are in and out. Like people don't realize that, though. They just think we're punching. Like, no, we're just protecting our boys. Like, we got each other's back. So
talk about the recent submission, and also I guess talking about with those guys how much your jiu-jitsu has maybe come along. Has that been the biggest advantage, or is it your boxing, or kind of a combination of both that you've been able to improve?
Just being a martial artist in general, like really living with Nick and Nate and training with, you know, Brotman, Sambo, Valley, Nataf, and all the guys there, Richard Perez, like it's really broadened me, not as a fighter, not as a person, but like not just as a person, but as a martial artist. Like, you know, like being with Nick, he really brought out my roots of karate again. You know what I mean? Like I always see him doing karate poses, and I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to take it in and trying to understand. I'm like, oh, why is he doing this? And then I'm like, that's his foundation. And he told me one day, he's like, oh, like what you establish, like something you established, you've rooted from. You know what I mean? Like nobody can take that away from you. You've done that from the age of 5 to 20. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot of investment, a lot of time. So when he told me that, like I took it to a whole nother level. And I was like, yeah. And then I started doing a bunch of stuff that I did in karate that I used to do before, and I utilized it. He's honestly, him and Nate just made me a better martial artist. Then I got Jake Shields, Gilbert, and Clone Gracie, and those guys are just wizards on the ground and get great partners too. So I get the best of everything. You know, I got a great sambo, great boxing, great kickboxing. I go to CSA all the time. So great guys. Yeah, they're all good guys. I get pointers from all of them, and I just get great help, man. I can't, you know, I'm fortunate. Like these gyms open up to me and they understand my predicament with cross training with gyms, but I stay loyal to who I'm around. I don't be jumping around, you know, trying to. I do what I have to in Hawaii, but when I'm in California, I try and stick to the guys that help me out. Yeah.
Talk about the bulldog choke that you pulled out. Was that something that you practiced, or did it just kind of happen?
It's deep. I got this. Like, well, fortunately for me, like I feel like my advantages when I fight or when I do anything, like when I'm competing, is like my instincts and how I react to things. And if I feel it's wrong, it's wrong. I won't go with it. If I feel it's right, I'll go with it. You know, and I end up like crazy enough, like in jiu-jitsu and stuff, like I end up getting weird jokes and all that because I'm like, this feels right. Yeah. And just so happened, you know what I mean? Like he did it the first time, he defended it, and I was like, well, he turned that way, and he did it again, and it just felt right. And I was like, bam, I locked it up. I was like, from there, I went with it. I was like, I got my what is that called? My leverage. I was like, you ain't getting out of this. And I was like, either you ain't sleep or you ain't gonna let go to the rest pull me off. Whether the ground ends or, you know what I mean?
When did you think, were you holding it on still like, I got a bonus right here?
Nah, it was just like done, bro. What happened was like, I went into the fight with a little animosity, like a little, because he's like, oh, he's just like, kind of compare me to Leonard Garcia. And I'm nothing like Leonard Garcia. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, bruh, come on, like Leonard Garcia's a fighter, but I don't fight like him at all.
Built totally different. Besides.
Exactly, too. I'm like, man, like, okay, you look past me like that, you're gonna learn, bro. You're trying to wrestle me, you're not gonna take me down, like, you know. So I went in there with a little, so that's why I never celebrate when I win or something. And that one after I got, I was like, woo, because I was thinking about that, but.
Pretty exciting finish.
Yeah, it was, and after that, I started trying to just throw some Yancy Yank series up and try to mess everyone up and everybody. Practice like, I ain't getting yanked. It's funny, man. I tried on everyone. They're like, nope, they defended also. Yeah, let's believe I'm trying.
Talk about the surf. I know you have a lot of background too in surfing. A lot of your family's big. So talk about that.
My family is actually big in surfing. Carolinas, I'm related to the Carolinas, and you know they're legends. And you know, I know a lot of surfers just from being in Hawaii, but unfortunately, I don't really jump on the board. You know, I pursued MMA, but I love the ocean. I'm always utilizing the ocean. You know, I'm never on the board, but I'll go and work out on them. You know, like I'll do anything that involves the ocean activity. I'm for it. You know, I'll dive with sharks. I'll do anything in the ocean. I love being in the ocean. You know, waterman for sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. I mean, we're looking forward to the fight. I guess stylistically, just you know, give us something about the fight.
His game, you know, Dustin Poirier's game. He likes to swing, and I feel like I like guys that want to swing with me. I feel like they bring out the best in me. They bring out that fire that I like to have in a fight. I know he's a game guy, and I just want to get in there and be an entertainer. You know, be an investment to UFC. You know, everyone, it's easy to get in there, but you gotta be an investment. And I know if I fight and I always look for finishes, and I let my opponent know that I'm here to fight, I'm here to finish, then I feel like you know what I mean? I'll always be entertained when I lose. So that's the main thing. So yeah,
definitely an exciting fight. Goals for this year?
Yeah, I mean, at least try and get three more fights in. I'm necessarily not trying to go for a title run, but I want to let UFC know and everybody else know that I'm here. I'm here to give you everyone a
definitely
show.
Hoping to break in maybe the top 10 by the end of the
year. Oh yeah, you know what I mean. If it is what it is, I just want them to know. Like, when Joe Silva puts me up against guys, he knows that UFC gonna make money. Like that's what you know what I mean. Like you know they can make money off of me, then I'm an investment. That's my goal. I need to get paid up for my daughter through college. It's about trying to live off of what I can. This window of opportunity.
Doing what you love, but you gotta pay to do what you love.
Because guys is hungry, bro, and know how long this window's gonna last. So I gotta make money so I can pay the bills.
We gotta get the UFC over here again. I would love to see that.
Yeah, I would beg. I would fight on the prelims.
Oh, you'd be on there.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
Come on, UFC, bring it to Hawaii.
There you go. Yancy Medeiros, Spencer Lazar. Thanks for watching, guys. Check him out in June, of course, against Dustin Poirier.
Thanks, Chris.